I want to welcome Miss Debbie Dotson Leverette to my show. She's the owner of Debbie's Got the Tea. And for the listeners that don't know who you are, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from?
Yes, my name is Debbie, and I'm from Anderson, South Carolina, born and raised, lived here all my life. And I am a wellness guru. Pretty much means that I pretty much think that our wellness is the best thing that we can take care of. And if we take care of our wellness, that's everything else can fall into place.
And I want to talk to you, obviously, mainly about your success in business and in hopes of this will help someone, inspire them to maybe start a business or do something that they've always wanted to do, but they, let that fear set in and they don't want to, do anything because of that fear. So can you tell us what got you into the business that you're doing now?
My story is a little different, Joe, and it started by accident. I wasn't looking to start a business, and it just fell in my lap. And when it fell in my lap, I had enough sense to know that it made sense, and I just started working toward it. And pretty much what that means is I just began to see that I had an opportunity to do something that I really enjoyed, and that was helping myself while helping others with products that are natural.
And what are the different type products that you sell? And I know that you do your tea, but what are some other products that you sell?
Okay. I have several product lines, one being a hair care product for men and women. That's a complete line that includes shampoos, conditioners, oils for hair growth, rapid hair growth. That's the new one. I have a rapid hair growth oil, and I'm excited about that because the results have been, in one bottle, people are seeing hair growth. They've been without hair growth, for years,
right.
Alopecia and things like that. It's really helping. So yeah, I'm excited about that.
Right.
So the hair care line, skincare line, I've been able to clear up my skin completely. As well, other people have too. So I like to add that I am my products.
Oh, wow.
Everything I make, I use.
Exactly.
Unless it's something just for a man.
Exactly.
And I have health and wellness products, weight loss products. Just about everything.
About everything.
Yeah.
And you do libido stuff too to help men and women.
I do. That's a natural line, so you don't have to worry about that crazy stuff happening. I like to tell people it's either going to work or it's not going to work. Yes, yes.
And you have that entrepreneurial spirit. Were your parents entrepreneurs as well, or how did that come about?
Oh my goodness, I'm glad you asked that question. Growing up, my parents were entrepreneurs. I can remember them being in their 40s and 50s and watching them do things that, just made sense. Now that I look back, my dad was had his own businesses. He was a painter. He painted cars. He did body work. So he had his own detail shop. He had a car wash at one point, and he also had property in the community. So they did things like that, and they both were in the health and wellness. I didn't realize then that they were naturalists, but now I realize that that's where I got most of my concepts. And I just found out that my grandmother, on my dad's side, my biological father's side,
right,
she did this type of stuff. I
Wow.
didn't even know. So it's just part of who I am, I guess.
Wow.
I don't know, Joe.
That's interesting. So you'd say your parents were your greatest inspiration for you to.
Yes. I watched them, they're both deceased now, but I watched them throughout their life just make things happen.
Are there any other family members that are entrepreneurs like you?
Oh, goodness. Oh, the list goes on and on with that. I have several loved ones that I can think of, and the ones that come to mind right now are my daughters. They both have taken Debbie's Got the Tea ideas and branched off into their own product lines.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're just full of entrepreneurs.
Oh my goodness, it's cool.
Successful people. And that's why I wanted to interview you, and I'm glad you accepted and allowed me to come down, because I think your story is going to help a lot of people that listen to it get themselves in the position of where they can do some of the things that you're doing to follow in your footsteps that they may be a little afraid to do.
Right.
So,
thank you for being here.
let me ask you this. With your business being as successful as it is, how do you advertise your business?
Advertisement for my business it's really, it advertises itself, Joe.
Only word of mouth? Or?
Word of mouth is how I began, and word of mouth is still currently what I lean heavily upon. Mm-hmm. Now, I do encourage anyone that is starting a business or in business that advertisement is marketing is very important. Mm-hmm. Is certainly going to be the thing that puts you in the next, takes you to the next level. How about that?
Right.
But really with the advertisement, I just let the ideas come to me. Mm-hmm. Most of my customers give me ideas.
Wow.
They introduce me to new things. They say, well, have you thought about making t-shirts? When can I get a mask? When can I get a David's Got the Tea mask? Those are things that I never even think about. And they help me to branch out in different ways with my business.
And we see some of your products that you make and sell to people, you know, in the background here. What would be your definition of success?
Success for me is a little different. It has nothing to do with monetary gain. Success for me is being able to wake up every day and go to bed at night knowing that I did something to help not only myself, but to help others around me. So success, do I consider myself as successful? I do. And not because of anything monetary, because that is, you know, it's really not about that.
And how did you come up with the name of your company? That's pretty unique.
Oh gosh, it's funny you should ask me that. Joe, to be totally honest, everything concerning Debbie's Got the Tea just happened. Every bit of it. My daughters used to laugh at me because I was trying to, you know, do things for myself. So I had several different teas that I had made for myself. Right. So they would see me in the kitchen making my tea and they'd be like, oh gosh, what kind of tea is she drinking today? Debbie's Got the Tea. And they said it. And when my business attorney asked me, what's the name of your business? I didn't have a name. And I just said, Debbie's Got the Tea.
It just happened just like that.
It just happened just like that.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
And for people that are starting out, wanting to start their own business, you know, thinking about it, how many hours would you say did you start putting into your business in the beginning?
Oh, wow. Oh, goodness. Lot of hours. To be an entrepreneur, you have to do some things that are very, very uncomfortable. So to say as far as hours put in, gosh, some days it was 24 hours. It was waking up and just really, a lot of work goes into making products. So it's a lot of trial and error, a lot of throwing out, a lot of picking up, a lot of wasting, a lot of stuff everywhere. So I'd say probably about 80 hours.
Good. Wow. And were you working at the time when you started your business?
Oh, wow. Good question. Good question, Joe. My business happened outside of myself. I was actually working in corporate America. I had about 100 employees and I was pretty much their go-to person. And one day the business just decided that they didn't need me anymore. And the lady that came in, you know, in my office and said, we are downsizing and we're going to, you know, have to let some people go.
Oh, man.
I left, went down those steps, and the only thing that I had was my hobbies, which were these things that I do for myself. And my phone just started ringing and it never stopped ringing.
And wow. And that's great.
It just never stopped ringing and I just had to just keep moving. And the business found me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes when people get in a rut like that, they're laid off or let go. They don't ever recover from that.
Exactly.
But you found a way to turn that negative into a positive.
I didn't have a choice because I kept thinking, this has happened before. This has happened before. I've given my all to a company and then they decide that they no longer need me. This has happened before. And I made a mental note, Joe, to myself to say, it won't happen again.
Right.
My entrepreneurship started at that moment because I was going to give it 110% to see what could happen. And I've been impressed.
That's excellent.
I've been impressed.
And what was your greatest fear? You know, we all have these fears when we're starting something. We talked a little bit off camera about fears, about certain things. Or did you have any? What was your greatest fear?
Oh my goodness. Fears come all day, every day. And the greatest fear for me is that I just want to remain true to myself. So my greatest fear is that I'll let myself get lost in Debbie's Got the Tea. That's my greatest fear.
Wow. And what piece of advice would you give someone? You kind of hit on it a little bit earlier, but just to expand on it a little bit. What kind of advice would you give someone that wants to start their own business?
I would say to anyone that wants to start their own business to just do it. Don't wait for the moment for it to be correct. Don't wait for the moment when all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. If you wait for that, you will forever be waiting. What will happen if it's something that you're meant to do is that it'll find you. And opportunities will keep coming that'll make you say, you know what? I can do this. Jump in. Just jump all the way in. That's my greatest, advice that I would give anyone, or the most sensible advice.
Yeah, and that's absolutely excellent advice that you're giving. What distinguishes your business from all the other competitors out there?
Good question. What distinguishes these products and all of the other ones I have is that I have a signature blend of herbs, flowers, and oils that I use in every single product. Mm-hmm. It's a signature blend, and that is what sets it apart, because that is what makes it work. I've researched those signature blends, about 4 different products that I blend together. And I keep that signature blend. The cool thing about any of my products is I've never written anything down.
Really?
Yeah. My formula, my signature blend is all I just researched it and kept it and just did it over and over for myself until one day I woke up and I was feeling and looking different, and I just kept doing it. And I just kept doing it. And from that, I've been able to build a complete brand that I'm branching off into other areas, including the business aspect of it. Right. Helping people with their business.
In my understanding, you're going to be, at some point, you're going to be starting your own show.
Yes. And I'm excited. I'm so excited about that. The show will be my way of giving back locally, starting out. And it'll be a place where local businesses, as well as entertainment and things like that, will be able to have a platform. Mm-hmm. And I just thought it was time. to just do it that way.
Well, that's great. You got your hands in a lot of different things, so that's excellent.
Yes.
And in order to be successful, you can't just stick with one thing. You have to branch out to different things.
That's right. And if I can elaborate on that, branching out when you're an entrepreneur is super important, because, again, you stated that what sets Debbie's Got the Tea apart from other competitors and people that do just the same thing. That's it. You have to keep building upon what you already have. And so that's how all these products came about. That's how all the services came about. Even with we didn't talk a lot about the facials and detox and things I do. Mm-hmm. See, that part just came about because I had to manage my own pain. My own pain. I was in a car accident, and before I was in the car accident, I already had some pain concerns. Wow. So when I was in the car accident, it intensified that even more so.
Right.
So I've got techniques that I had to use on myself, and now I've been able to use them on other people to help them with their pain. So a massage therapist.
Wow.
Sitting here as well. Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Cosmetologist, all of those things. There's a lot of components to Debbie's Got the Tea. And I just took all of it and just built a brand.
Right.
Yeah.
How do you plan on growing your business? I know you have a lot of different products, different lines that you are putting out with your products. But as far as growing or upscaling your business, are you planning on franchising your business? How do you plan to grow it?
Great question. Right now I have 2 individuals, companies. I don't know what you call them, Joe, because I really don't know the right terminology for them. But I've been asked to send in some of my products to possibly be on the shelves at Walmart.
Oh, wow.
Amazon has reached out to ask me a couple of questions about products. Mm-hmm. Now, the weird thing about me is this: I'm not sure if I want to go that way. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if I want to branch out that far.
Right.
I'm not sure if I want to take that personable part away from Debbie's Got the Tea.
Right.
So I'm at a crossroad right now. Mm-hmm. So to answer your question, I'm not sure how I plan to build it. I'm not sure if I feel successful enough right here and comfortable enough right here to just stay here. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, and like, you know, that's a decision. Obviously, you got to, you know, ask yourself a little, you know, a little bit more if you want to, you know, they may want to change something that you may, like you said, you may not feel comfortable changing about your brand.
Exactly.
And that can weigh heavy on you.
Exactly.
You know, dealing with that.
Exactly. Even, you know, taking my products and taking them into the lab and go doing those things that will need to be done before they can be in the stores. I'm not sure if I want to give that signature blend to anyone. I'm not sure.
I totally understand. I totally understand that. And we all make mistakes in business. Lord knows I've made them, you know, with what I'm doing with my motivational speaking and my YouTube channel and my podcast channel.
Wow.
But you learn from those mistakes.
That's right.
Are there any mistakes that you have made that you've learned from that you know, oh, I'll never do that again?
Oh, wow. Yes. So many of them. And the one that sticks out right now is actually trying to, if something's not broken, don't fix it.
Right.
And I've done that several times, tried to fix something that was already working. I just say in entrepreneurship or anything you're doing, if it works, don't mess with it. Don't mess with it. And I've done that several times with products, services, and then I lose someone because nothing was wrong from the beginning.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you changed that one little thing.
That one little thing.
And how do you handle adversity with your business? Now, and what I mean by the adversity I'm talking about is we all have people that want to hate on us for starting a business or doing something positive.
Right.
They always want to come with their negativity, you know, to put you down because maybe they're not doing what they're supposed to do.
Right.
So how do you handle situations like that if you've ever had to deal with something like that?
I deal with it every day. And when I hear things that are not true about me, I just make sure that I remind myself, you have to be so grounded in who you are that when those things show up, because they will, that you don't let them throw you off. And if you do, just step back for a moment and get back in the game. That's what I do. I just get back in there.
Absolutely. Just let it roll off your shoulder.
You have to.
Because you can't listen to those people. They're so negative that if you listen to them, you're going to be right back down at the bottom where they're at.
I had something happen the other day, and it was just a comment. And it was amazing how that comment took me back to a place that made me feel less than. And what I reminded myself was this, Joe, anytime that happens, that's a place that I need to deal with. I didn't heal from that place because one comment shouldn't have been able to take me back there.
Absolutely.
So I always say in entrepreneurship, in life, whatever it is, you have to be so grounded in yourself and work on yourself all day, every day, till those things, they kind of take a back seat.
Oh, absolutely.
They take a back seat.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, listen, I know you're very busy lady, and I want to thank you so much for allowing me to come here to interview you, talk about your success. And, you know, people listen to this, they know, if they didn't know now, that you've gone through a lot of things to get to where you are now. You have several different product lines. You're getting ready to start a television show, and you have these big time companies reaching out to you. So that's extremely successful. So like I said, I'm so glad I was able to sit down with you and to get you on camera to tell your story in hopes that it will definitely help someone else.
Thank you.
So thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you for being here.